Hello all you beautiful internet people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is Life's Too Short to Wait. So I'm sure most of you are really used to my positive, happy-go-lucky videos, but sorry to disappoint, this is not going to be one of those videos. So if you're not interested in hearing something that's not super upbeat and is kind of just me complaining and just getting some stuff off my chest, bye. Like, I'm gonna be uploading a vlog in a couple of days, and then after that I'm gonna have some much peppier, happier videos, but today I just need to vent and get shit off my chest and spill some tea, if you will. Let's just jump right into it. So, this video is going to be the story of the worst friendship breakup I've ever had. So, if you know who I'm talking about, and a couple of you do, I know, some of my close friends watch my channel, and they're right off the bat gonna know who this is. Good for you. I'm happy for you. Just a disclaimer. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, for the purposes of this video, her name is gonna be Bertha. So, I met Bertha at the beginning of my junior year of high school. It was kind of a mutual friends thing. It was like, I was friends with this girl, and she was friends with this girl, and we just kept, you know, hanging out with each other because we were both friends with this girl. So I liked her off the bat. She was a sweet girl, very average, very normal, you know, very pretty high school girl. There were two things that most people knew about Bertha. One, Bertha really liked makeup. She was really into it, and she was very good at it. Number two, Bertha was with a boy who constantly cheated on her. That's important later to the story too, I promise. So yeah, we start getting closer, you know, as the year goes on, and she kind of turns into one of my best friends. I love her so much. She's always, you know, there. We're always hanging out. It's great. She even got me hired at her job, and I started to work with her, and that even brought us, like, closer together, you know. So, fast forward, and now we're at the beginning of my senior year, and Bertha breaks up with her cheating boyfriend. And guys, this is it. This is the end. Bertha is done. She is not getting back together with cheater boyfriend. It's done. For real this time. For real. So, I am ecstatic for Bertha. I am over the moon. She is finally realizing her worth, and she's moving on from this person that she's been with for so long. And I'm so supportive, so happy for her. And so Bertha, she does the thing that most girls do, you know, when they break up with their boyfriend. And we're just gonna leave it at that, you know. I don't want to expose her on the internet. I don't want to give away all of her secrets, but I'll just let you fill in the blanks. She did the thing that all of us do when we break up with our first boyfriend. And she told us all about it in graphic detail. Like, we would talk about the things that happened for like 10 minutes at a time, and she would go on and on and on and on about all of these different things, you know. And so we were like, good for you, Bertha. Like, you go, girl. Like, you realize your worth. You realize how hot you were. Like, yes, bitch, yes. So, time goes on, and she kind of slowly starts to talk to cheater boyfriend again. And she's really, like, tentative about it, you know. And so, a lot of shit goes down between them. And that's their business. That's between them two. But I'm just gonna tell you a lot of fucking adult-ass, real-ass, soap opera-ass shit goes down between these two. And I'm there. Honestly, all of us are there. All of her friends are there through it all, being supportive, being kind, like spending the night at her house when she's upset, like bringing her food so she'll eat, all that shit, you know. But they're still, you know, talking. And so eventually they end up getting back together. And as much as that kind of disappointed me, like, that is Bertha's life, you know? Like, I understand how hard it is to leave the person that you love. Personally, I've never been cheated on, but I can imagine how hard it would be to be like, no, this is the end, you know? Especially when they keep going, I'm so sorry, I'll never do it again, I'll change. I understand how hard it would be to just shut them out, you know? Especially if it's that person that you're in love with. So they get back together. A lot of shit leads up to them getting back together, but that's none of my business. So, about a week after they get back together, I get a message from Bertha, and she's like, hey, do you remember all those things that I told you that I did a while back when cheater boyfriend and I broke up? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I'm just really, really sorry, and I hope this doesn't, like, ruin our friendship and break all of our trust, but I lied about everything that I told you that I did. Like, what? Why would you lie to me? Like I can understand you being like, no, I don't even know. I don't know why she would lie to me. Like, are you trying to impress us? Like, are you trying to, like, I don't know. I really don't understand that. And so personally, I think that she lied to us about lying to us. I know, it's a little Inception-y, but I really think that she lied to us about lying to us in order to appease cheater boyfriend or keep things smooth with cheater boyfriend. But I don't know for sure. She could have really just been lying to us in the first place, but that was strike one against Bertha. So after telling us this, it's like complete radio silence. Complete radio silence. It's as if Bertha fucking doesn't exist anymore. Like before her and cheater boyfriend got back together, we were with her all the time. We hung out multiple times a week. Spent the night multiple times of the week at her house. We would go, like, run errands together. We would hang out all the time. All the time. Be texting, Snapchatting, Twittering, all that shit constantly. As soon as she's with cheater boyfriend again, it's like fucking Bertha doesn't exist anymore. It's like your message delivered, but like fucking actually it went into the void of the universe because Bertha's not responding, so like what else could have happened to it? Like there's no way she's ignoring us, right? Right. But yeah, so we don't hear from Bertha very much for weeks. And as much as I understand how hard it is to make time for things. Like, I work 2 jobs. I, like, go to school. I have a boyfriend. I have friends. I have family obligations. Like, I understand everybody has all these things in their life that they're busy with. I firmly believe you make time for the people that you want to make time for. And she just wasn't making time for us anymore. So that was kind of like strike 2. But it's like a ghost strike too, because there's 4 strikes on this list. So we had been planning a trip to Kansas City for months. I can't remember who came up with it, but I really think Bertha was the one who came up with it in the first place. But we had been planning a girls' trip to Kansas City. Like, we're gonna drive up there, we're gonna stay in a hotel, we're gonna go shopping, like, we're gonna do some fun stuff for spring break. And I was looking forward to this trip so much, guys. This was the friendship-saving trip. This was when we were all gonna bond back together, and Bertha was gonna realize that she was missing out on all of our friends, and she was going to come back to our friend group, and everything was going to be fine. And so I was so excited. I was so looking forward to this trip. Well, spring break comes, and the day before we're about to leave, we all get a message from Bertha on the group chat. Hey, is it okay if blank comes? And so Bertha had offered to drive. Let me just paint this picture for you. Bertha had offered to drive, and Bertha drives a really nice car, but it only seats 4 people. And my other friend had offered to drive, and it was a little car, and it seated 5 people. And so we had, I believe, 8 people going. And so, because we wouldn't be squished in the other car, and then we had just enough people in Bertha's car. And so she's asking if Blank can come. And I kind of knew Blank because she worked with us. And then all the rest of our friends didn't know Blank at all. And we were kind of just like, well, I mean, this was supposed to be our best friend trip. Like, we don't really want to fill the car to 5 because, like, you know, sometimes cops are sketchy about cars that have 5 people. Plus, I don't want to be squished in a car, like in the back seat, with somebody for 5 hours. So we're just really, like, nicely, respectfully, like, hey, we just really prefer if Blank didn't come because, like, we don't know her super well and we don't want to be squished in the cars, and, like, it's just a little bit too much, you know, like, it's just, like, a little bit too much. And so then Bertha goes, actually, guys, I can't drive anymore, sorry, like, we can't use my car anymore. And we're like, what? Like, you were the first person that volunteered to drive. Like, we were planning on you driving from when we first thought of this whole trip. And then out of the blue, she's just like, well, my mom says I can't drive anymore. And we're like, you never thought to ask your mom to drive your car? Like, I mean, she was 18 years old, so I really feel like her mom, like, wouldn't really care. Because her mom isn't the type of parent to really care about things. Like, we'd come home in the middle of the night. We would, like, you know, do all these things. And her mom wouldn't really care. But now she's, like, upset about her wanting to drive to Kansas City, and then she changes her story again and says, actually, my mom said I could drive, but cheater boyfriend has to drive. And if I had gone into the shit that had happened before they got back together, if I was an asshole and not the nice person that I am, and I told you all the shit that happened between them before they got back together, and then told you that her mom said that only cheater boyfriend could drive her car, you would understand how ironic and dumb that this statement is. You would. But I'm not an asshole, and so you can just, you know, imagine what might have happened or fill in the blanks yourself. But believe me when I tell you how fucking ironic it was that her mom is saying only cheater boyfriend can drive her car. Like, just take my word for it because it's fucking stupid. So then we go without her. Another one of our friends kind of comes through and she's like, hey, I'm really not supposed to drive to Kansas City, but I really want this trip to happen, so I'm going to anyway, even though I'm not supposed to. And like, shout out to that girl, like, you the goat. Like, it wouldn't have happened if you hadn't volunteered to drive. But so we make it to Kansas City and it got cut in half, kind of. We didn't spend the night anymore, but that's okay. We had a really, really great time. And if you're watching the vlog, I'll link that below if you're interested in my spring break Kansas City vlog. Anyway, we're in Kansas City, we're enjoying our time, we're walking around this really pretty park, and Bertha decides to start texting people, and she's texting me like, okay, I didn't go because my mom wouldn't let me drive, I didn't go because my mom only said she and her boyfriend could go, like changing her story again, and she's saying, I didn't go because I wasn't allowed to drive, so were you lying? But I didn't go because she and her boyfriend was supposed to drive, again, like, were you lying? And then she says, I didn't go because you didn't let blank go. And I feel bad because I just wanted to stay home. Like, if she couldn't go, I felt bad going myself. Like, what do you mean? Like, we've been best friends for, like, over a year at this point. And with the other girls, she'd been best friends for, like, multiple years at that point. And you choose blank over us? Like, I don't mean to sound like a jealous asshole, but, like, my feelings were hurt that she chose this other girl that she had only been friends with for a couple of months over us. And so that was strike 3. And so then we're like, you know what, no, like, we're not going to deal with this right now. So we just didn't deal with it. We're like, we're not talking about this right now. We're trying to enjoy our vacation. Like, I don't want to focus on this drama. I don't want to focus on you. I just want to, like, enjoy my time in Kansas City. And so we just didn't deal with it. We stopped dealing with it. We're like, we're done. So we get back from Kansas City, and then a couple days after that, I had a road trip to go to Texas. So I went with a couple more friends, and we drove down to Galveston, Texas, because that's the closest beach to where I live in Kansas. And so this was like a 72-hour trip. And so we go down there, and I am literally sitting on the beach, like, with my friends, just, like, watching the sunset. And I have all of my Twitter notifications on for my very closest friends because I feel like it's a great way to, like, keep up with their lives, and, like, I can always be that first person to retweet that selfie, you know, and make them feel good. So I just have all their notifications on. And at this point, Bertha was still my close friend. I was trying to stay out of it. I was trying to, like, give her a chance and give her 7 chances and give her all the chances in the world because I loved Bertha so much. I really did. She was a very close friend of mine. So I get like, notification on my phone, and I'm, like, sitting on the beach, just, you know, like, enjoying my time, just hanging out, just feeling good. It's warm, sunset, and I'm having a good time on my vacation. And I pick up my phone and I look at it, and I see a Twitter notification from Bertha saying something along the lines of, I can't believe stupid Kansas people think that Galveston is a pretty beach. Maybe one day they'll figure it out, but probably not. Just some shit like that. I can't even remember. Like, Bertha's got me blocked on Twitter, so it's not like I can go back and find out. And so this is the point where I am just done. This is strike 4. You got 4 strikes, Bertha. Normally it's just 3. But I gave you 4. Honestly, I gave her way more. But this was the point where I was just done. I was like, you know what? Like, I texted her and I was like, dude, I don't want to be friends anymore. Like, I don't want to make this a big deal. I don't want to cause any issues. I just don't want to be friends anymore. Like, I don't want somebody so negative in my life. I don't want someone so toxic and negative. And do I miss Bertha? Yes. Did I love Bertha? Yes. Do I wish that she could still be my best friend and be in my life? Fuck yes. But do I regret kicking her out and deciding that I don't want to be friends with her anymore for, like, myself and for the good of myself? No, I don't regret that at all. And just a little life lesson here. If you notice someone being like that in your life, don't feel bad about saying, I don't want to be friends with you. You don't owe anyone a relationship. Just so you know, like, I don't care what anybody says. You don't owe anyone anything, especially friendship, especially a relationship. Like, if someone is being a bad influence, if someone is being negative towards you, kick that fucker out of your life because you don't need anybody, I promise you. So anyway, back to the story. I'm upset, but I'm still trying to be mature about it. I'm still trying to just be like, I don't want you in my life anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just trying to be straight about it. And so that ends or whatever. And so fast forward a couple of weeks and I'm watching 13 Reasons Why. And I'm kind of thinking, and I'm like, man, I would really, really, like, be sad and, like, hate my life if I didn't have any friends anymore. And so, me being the nice ass, kind ass, way too nice and people taking advantage of me ass bitch that I am, I pick up my phone and I type out a long message. Essentially, it is along the lines of, hey Bertha, I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know if it's good or it's bad. Like, I hope it's good. But I was watching 13 Reasons Why, and it kind of got me thinking, like, I don't know how you're doing, and I just want you to know that if you ever feel alone, or if you ever feel like you've nobody to talk to, even though we're not friends, I still want you to feel like you can talk to me. I still want you to feel like you can call me in the middle of the night if you're having a bad time, because, like, I still want to be here for you, even though, like, I'm not trying to be friends. And I know that's kind of confusing, but I just didn't want her to feel alone, you know, because I know how it feels to feel like you have nobody to talk to, and let me tell you, it's shitty. So I sent her that. I'm like, kind of feeling good. Like, you know what? I feel like I did the right thing. I like reached out to her, you know, or whatever. And then my phone dings. I'm like, oh, she responded. And I'm looking at it and looking at it. Do you know what this fucking bitch says to me? So I open the message and it says, thanks, Hannah. But I just think that's pathetic. Pathetic? Like, Bertha, who are you talking to? Because it can't fucking be me. Like, how in the fucking world am I pathetic? Well, she goes on to say, it is pathetic that I only care about mental illness after watching a TV show. Bitch. Bitch, what do you mean I only care about mental illness from a TV show? Like, it'd be one thing if I, like, wasn't that close to Bertha or whatever, but I told her everything. I told her all about my past. Like, I have been struggling since I was in the 6th grade with issues. Like, if you just look at my body, you will understand how much I understand mental illness. Like, what hurts my heart is I told her about the self-harm that started in 9th grade. I told her how I wanted to fucking kill myself and I had to go to the hospital for that when I was a junior. Like, what do you fucking mean it's a TV show that made me finally care about mental illness? Like, and that just hurt my fucking heart. And like, she was dead to me at that point, because I just couldn't believe that someone, like, would just either, I don't know if she just wasn't listening, or if she forgot, or if she just didn't care. Like, I don't know what her deal was, but I know for a fact that she still fucking thinks that this goddamn TV show is what finally got me to, like, care about mental illness. Like, I was talking about mental illness on this channel before 13 Reasons Why was even an idea for a TV show. Like, this gets me so heated, guys. And a girl that worked with her came and worked with me, and she even told me that when she mentioned that she was going to come work with me, Bertha brought me up, literally brought up my name and said, this bitch fucking, like, the only reason she cares about mental illness is because of 13 Reasons Why. Like, are you okay? Like, what is wrong with you, Bertha? Like, I don't know what I ever fucking did to you, but I don't know why you just never, like, you never cared about our friendship maybe, but that, like, nothing that you've done has hurt me more than that. Like, nothing that, like, a lot of people have done to me, because I've had some pretty shitty friendships in the past, but, like, nobody has hurt me the way that that just, like, struck a nerve and just hurt my heart so much. So, I really never got an apology for that either. I got an, oh, I'm so sorry about everything, like, can we just stop? But, like, I want a sincere fucking apology for, like, just dismissing all of my problems, like that. But anyway, so at that point I was like, fuck this bitch, like, I'm so over it. And so then fast forward to a little after that, and I have filmed, this is the 3rd time I filmed this video. I filmed one where I was much more exposing and much more hard on Cheater Boyfriend, but this video isn't about him, you know, it's really not. This is about me and Bertha's friendship falling apart, and that's what I wanted it to focus on. And then I filmed another one where I literally exposed both of them for all of the bullshit. I had it all edited, I was ready to upload it, and then my fucking heart was just like, Hannah, how can you do this to this girl? How can you kick her while she's down? So I deleted that video, I deleted both of them, and instead of doing what felt revengey, what I wanted to do, what I think a lot of people would have enjoyed because of how much tea was spilled in that video, instead of doing that and just exposing her on the internet in front of everybody, instead I just DM'd her and I said, hey, this is going on, I want you to know, like, I can't just kick you while you're down like this. I hope you use this to, like, grow in your life and everything. And do you know what she did? Instead of taking my advice, and I would also just like to say a disclaimer, when I was talking to her at that point, she also said that I was welcome to make a video about her and our feelings and our friendship, as long as I didn't really talk about Cheater Boyfriend. And I feel like I fulfilled that. I feel like I really only mentioned the necessary parts that had to include Cheater Boyfriend. But anyway, so this is how she reacted. And I'm going to use an analogy instead of just completely calling her out, because again, I'm not trying to be an asshole about this. I'm just trying to make a video and like put my feelings out there and file them away so I don't have to like think about it anymore, because YouTube is like my diary. You guys know YouTube is therapeutic and it's like my diary, and so if I get it all out there, then I don't have to like, you know, think about it anymore. Like I don't have to have it in my head because it's all on YouTube instead. And this all happened, this all went down in April, and I was gonna make it then, but kind of how Bertha is, I was a little concerned that she was gonna go to our school administration and be like, oh, well, Hannah's bullying me, and Hannah's doing this, and Hannah's doing that, because, like, I'm not. If I wanted to bully you, Bertha, I would call you out, I would tag you, I would say your name, and I would talk about all the situations that have happened to you. But I'm not. I'm doing this for myself. Not for you, not for anybody else. So I graduated, got my diploma, went to prom, so none of that can be taken away, so now it's time for the Bertha video. But anyway, so the analogy for what I did is, so imagine you're walking by a bakery and you're like, oh, look at that baker's like making that awesome cake. And then you notice that, oh shit, that baker's fucking dumping rat poison in that cake. Ooh. And then you notice this person and he's like trying to give this poison cake to Bertha. And you're like, fuck, wait, Bertha, this other girl told me that there's poison in that cake. Don't eat it. Like, you really shouldn't. Look, here's the screenshots of the poison in the cake. And Bertha's like, oh my god, I'm so glad you told me that. Thank you. Takes the cake, shoves it in her face, and eats the whole thing. Like, that's basically what happened, but like with the cake analogy. So yep, that's the Bertha story. That is the worst falling out that I've ever had with a friend, and I hope that you guys can learn from my experiences. It's okay to cut toxic people out of your life. That is the life lesson from this video. You don't owe people shit. It's okay. So let's see, did I have anything else to add? Oh yeah, and I really don't think she's gonna see this video because she made it very, very clear how little she cares about my life. So I mean, like, if you don't care about me, like, why would you watch my videos on YouTube? But if you do happen to see this, Bertha, I'm sorry that this all went down. Like, I'm sorry for the shit that I did, and I really do hope that you have a good life. I really hope that you figure out what your value is, because girl, you are so beautiful. Like, you deserve so much in this life, and I hope that you figure it out and you like have a good life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like these kind of more dramatic story time videos, give me a like and comment down below. Subscribe to my channel for more ridiculousness, because that's literally all that I am. And yeah, I hope you guys have the best day ever. I love you. Bye. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, it's a double. Oh, maybe not. Just kidding.